and members and family, and it's wonderful to see you all here. We have quite a crowd here tonight. We're inside the sanctuary of Temple Solel, a warm and welcoming Reform Jewish congregation. We're located on what was once Piscataway Conoy farmland, a truth that we honestly acknowledge and struggle to make peace with, even as we prepare to celebrate Shabbat together. We'll be using our movement's prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah, as the basis for our worship tonight. Joining us on the bima, leading our music, Linda Epstein and Gary Whitmore. Our production team is tonight Brad, Nathan, and I think Phil is back there, Phil Chartower, too.
No, he just in the front, sit next to his mother.
Yeah.
Linda, what would we do without you?
Yeah, there he is in the audience tonight. Okay. Shabbat Shalom, we begin with our opening melody on pages 10 and 11 with Linda and Gary.
Maya Fe Hayom, the second song on page 10.
Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
We'll begin with the lighting of the candles, welcoming up Sue Lieberman and her family, including Carolyn and Oceana.
You want to speak into the microphone?
Oh, that's a
You can use-
For this one.
I can project.
Yeah. Use this one.
All right.
Is it on?
It is.
It's on.
Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be amongst those who kindle light.
Baruch
Atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Okay, you can read here. Read into the mic, right here.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Okay, turn the page.
At this point, before we do the blessing over the wine, I wanted to note we got some birthdays, Steve Barron, Shell Gable, and Jacqueline Steinberger, and anniversaries of Rob and Shell Gable. Go ahead.
Okay. You can read.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei Peri Hagafen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, b'achava uvratzon hinkelanu, zikaron lemaseh b'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah, lemikroei kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta, v'yatanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, Bishabat Kochaka, Yahava Uvratsam, in Kaltanu, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Get it back to Linda. You gonna drink the wine? And did you remember to put Wally's name?
Wally should be on there.
Okay.
Okay.
Just put it right on the table. Yep. Okay. Count down.
Yeah, that's your book.
Oh, I was reading off the book. Are you sure it's her book?
I am positive. I
Where's-
saw her put
where's
it
my
down.
book?
I will attest and affirm in front of the entire court.
Oh, here's my book right here,
It's
never
right
mind.
there.
All right. Okay. Let me get my book.
You want to page 9?
Yeah.
What about the Shema? Okay. You can do that?
Oh, go ahead.
I'll just read page 9. All right, please turn to page 9.
Number 9.
That's what it says here, page 9. These are the days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. These are the days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty and can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and the better world for our goals. So we embrace Shabbat, days of rest, days of wonder, days of peace. We offer thanks, O God, for the Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope. For Shabbat hopefulness, which inspires sacred living. For Shabbat memories, glowing even in the dark. For Shabbat peace, born of friendship and love, we offer thanks and blessing, O God.
Please turn to page 20 and join us in the singing of the Hadodi. Lecha, lecha,
Lahadodi, likrat, likrat, kala, b'nei, b'nei, Shabbat, nekabala. Lecha, lakadodi, likrat, likrat, kala, b'nei, b'nei, Shabbat, nekabala, la, la. Lecha, lakadodi, likrat, likrat, kala, b'nei, b'nei, Shabbat, nekabala. Lecha, lakadodi, likrat, likrat, kala, b'nei, b'nei, Shabbat, nekabala.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad.
Hishmi'anu
El hamayakad,
Adonai echad,
U'shamo echad.
L'shem u'tiferet v'liti la 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 l'kadoti, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha l'kadoti, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabala.
And as we prepare to sing the final verse of Lahadodi, we're welcoming the Sabbath bride, and we invite you, as you're able, to stand and face the doorway and greet the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom atzeret bala,
Gam b'simcha
u'v'tzala,
tov
emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha lekadodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha lekadodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabala.
Turn to page 22.
page 22, Psalm 92, a song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai, how very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. The righteous bloom like a day palm. They thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. Plant. I meant to say something about Trump. Okay.
Please turn to page 28 and rise, please.
For the Baruch. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamivorach. Baruch Adonai Hamivorach, Hamivorach le'olam va'ed. Hamivorach, Hamivorach le'olam va'ed.
Turning to page 30.
That's it?
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Zavot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravi.
Marcy.
Marcy.
Marcy, you're up. It's ready of the program.
Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malachuto Leolam Voed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malachuto Leolam Voed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
you can be seated. Sorry about that.
What would we do without you, Linda?
Yeah. We'll continue on page 36. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'adecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'vitecha v'lechtecha v'derech v'shachtecha u'kumecha v'kartam naot al yodecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha v'kartam na'al mezuzot beitecha v'ishorecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Arnie, you're up. Page 39.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory, may earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations shall be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Mi chamocha, oelim Adonai, mi chamocha, neder b'kodesh, no ra tehilot, o sefele, no ra tehilot, o sefele, malachut lecha, ra'u bonecha, okei ayam, livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeli anu v'amru, Adonai imlok, Adonai imlok, le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar kivadav, Adonai et Yaakov, uglo miyad hazot mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, God Israel.
Page. Grant, O God. Okay, 42. Yep. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, or over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, al Yerushalayim.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אות היא לעולם. le'olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
כששל ימין עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי
וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
A thought has blown the marketplace away. There's song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world. Scattering a song in the silence of the night, eternity utters a day. Please rise when you feel free to do so.
Adonai, Sefatat Gita, Uhufia Gita Hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei avotenu v'imotenu, Elokei Avraham, Elokei Yitzchak, v'Elokei Yaakov, Elokei Sarah, Elokei Rivka, Elokei Rachel, v'Elokei Leah, Oel HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Gula Libnei V'Nehem, L'man Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Oser U'Moshiach Mogen, Baruch atah Adonai, Mogen Avraham Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol, Atah Rav Lehoshia, Morir Hatal, Mechal Kel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol, Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umchayeh Eminratol L'Shenei Afar, Micha Mocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Memit Umchayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Atah, Mechayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, V'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Ya'alucha Sela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. And Carol is up on page 55.
And you can be seated.
Correct.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
And Rita is up. And Mel, you're up next.
You are with us in our prayers, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward to the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, and all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai Shem.
When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, Havod simcha uchai ne'er ahadot.
Please join us on the next page singing Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atah melech adon Lekol HaShalom, Ki atah melech adon, Lekol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'anecha levarech Et Amka Yisrael, Bechol Ein Uvechol Shah, B'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amka, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amka, Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam, Tasim Le'olam.
We pray silently.
Yehu liratzon imrefi, v'yon libi lefanecha. Yehu liratzon imrefi, v'yon libi lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, v'goali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, v'goali. Yehu liratzon imrefi, v'yon libi lefanecha. Yehu liratzon imrefi, v'yon libi lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, v'goali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, v'goali.
El na refanelah. O God, please hear my prayer and send your blessing of healing, of body and soul, of spirit and mind, to those I know and love, to those I have not yet met, to the too many who need the blessing of your healing on this night. El na refanelah. O God, please hear our prayer. Tonight, God, we pray for physical healing for those who are injured and ill of body. We ask you to send healing to those whose minds struggle to make sense of the daily headlines, whose hearts ache for a loved one harmed by violence, whose souls are scarred by words or acts of hate, whose weakened or crumbling spirits long for release from unseen challenges. Watch over us. Grant us refuah shlema, a complete and total healing as individuals and as a community.
Beating like the wings of the raven flying empty, a heart will sing the only song it knows. Breathing in your breath of life, the dove will circle gently, leading to the healing path she chose.
And I will reach out to you. Help me find my own song. Source of strength, Mishabera, Avotenu, Vimotenu. Sing to me from where you are. Imotenu, Vimotenu. Hold me in your loving arms. Mishabera, be a blessing. Amen.
Sailing on the waters was a way to make us stronger, testing our resilience every day. Walking through the burning sands, the endless days seem longer than our strength to help you guide us on our way.
And I will reach out to you. Help me find my own song. Source of strength, Mishabera, Avotenu, Vimotenu. Sing to me from where you are. Imotenu, Vimotenu. Hold me in your loving arms. Mishabera, be a blessing. Amen. Mishabera, be a blessing. Amen.
Amen.
The opening words of Deuteronomy always remind me that the Torah has a sense of humor. Our fifth and final book begins by stating, "These are the words that Moses addressed to all Israel on the other side of the Jordan." The Hebrew name for Deuteronomy, Devarim, literally means words, and this framing sets the entire book apart from the rest of the Torah. In the previous three books, everything we have seen and heard about Moses has been in the third person. But here, Moses ostensibly speaks for himself. The humor comes from what we know about Moses in his encounter with God at the burning bush. The reluctant prophet needed serious convincing that he was the right man for the job. He pleaded with the Eternal One, "I've never been good with words, either in times past or now, that you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech, slow of tongue." Now here Moses stands 40 years later, ready to speak an entire book called Words, including its first portion, which is also called Devarim. After 40 years in the desert, Moses has found his voice. Of course, biblical scholars justifiably understand Moses here as no more than a literary device for supporting the thread of injunction and narrative. This according to William Halo. The rest of Deuteronomy contains legal material mixed with impassioned sermons, all carefully crafted to reinforce the importance of maintaining the covenant with the divine, formed at Sinai with all the people of Israel. So framing the book as Moses' words certainly would have been a smart choice of the authors. if their goal was to imbue those laws and sermons with prophetic authority. Yet even if it's a mere literary device, we can still learn from the conceit of the humble prophet who was never good with words, standing on his soapbox, speaking directly to the people of Israel as we stand ready to move forward. A first lesson relates to personal growth. Moses' role as speaker, if we can suspend our disbelief, reminds us that people change and grow. 40 years in the desert, leading an unruly, cranky bunch of Israelites would take a toll on anybody. Yet even given the difficulties of leadership and prophecy, Moses manages to cultivate and deepen his skills. Even though the personal tragedies of mourning his siblings, Miriam and Aaron, he found a well of resilience within himself, and he turns his weakness with words into a profound way with them. A second lesson in this portion reminds us that in order to move forward, we sometimes must start by reviewing where we've been. The heart of this portion offers an abridged retelling of the Israelites' journey through the wilderness. Starting from Horeb, he reminds the people of his own challenges of leadership and his need to delegate and maintain order. He recounts the deep uncertainty and fear the Israelites expressed, leading to the episode with the spies, and eventually to God's decree that the people would remain in the wilderness for an entire generation. Finally, Moses turns his attention to review the recent military history of the Israelites' wanderings. He recounts for the people both the defeats and the victories of their encounters with neighboring tribes and people over the course of their trek through the desert. In all this retelling, though, Moses never fails to lose sight of what comes next, crossing the Jordan and entering the promised land. He carefully reminds the people that the eternal your God has been with you these past 40 years. The way he crafts the story offers constant reminders that their defeats coincided with their lack of trust in God, and their victories were delivered with God's help. Sometimes you can struggle with these accounts of military battles or our sacred texts. It's hard to dismiss our discomfort, but I also try to find the wisdom in Torah and remember that it may have something to offer us today. I'm struck by this not by the particulars of each military engagement, but by the way Moses retells the story to the people as they prepare for the march forward. Their trust in themselves, like their trust in God, grows as Moses reprises for them all that they have already experienced. He accomplishes his goal by girding the Israelites spiritually for the challenges to come, by reminding them of all that they have already endured and survived. This can be a powerful lesson for us too. While we hopefully do not find ourselves fighting literal battles, each of us faces struggles and challenges in our lives. Each of us will encounter self-doubt or despair, or feel vulnerable to attack. You may even be feeling that now. Yet, like our Israelite ancestors, we need not fear. Instead, we can try to follow Moses' lead. As he grew to overcome his fear of words, we too can remember and identify ways we have grown and the weaknesses we've turned to strengths. Like Moses, we too can look back and consider our journey before we advance. We can choose to retell our story in ways that remind us that we are not alone, that we too have the power to move forward from strength to strength. And I want to thank Rabbi Chaikin, who wrote this. I obviously did not, and it was very good. But I enjoyed reading that, and I hope you did too. And where am I now? I'm going to make some announcements, all right? I've already mentioned the birthdays. So on the announcements, I see that Mahjong will begin on Tuesday. That happened already, didn't it? But there will be a Shabbat service next Friday at 7 o'clock. And no, this is all out of date, isn't it? And that's this week, so I don't know. But on Saturday, August 5th, Torah study does resume. And on Sunday, the women of Temple Solel will have a pool party. Everybody is encouraged to complete the voluntary commitment, the VC, and it's available now. This is essential, even though you've done it before, to make sure that our temple continues to be funded. The ritual committee will be holding us. Oh, that's out of date too. Oh, that's good. I don't know who's doing these. There's an additional fee in addition to the voluntary contribution. That's for the oneg. You now must pay a $40 fee, or preferably set up with Rita so that you do an in-person oneg, and she is definitely encouraging that. And the women of Temple Solel and the men of Solel are encouraging you to join their group. It's sort of fun. I go to the breakfast. They have them once a month. Greg enjoys that. We have breakfast at the Nautilus, and it's just a nice get-together. Mostly they talk about sports. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I go anyway. Yes. Yeah. Let's see, Torah study, I mentioned, the pool party. Oh, night out, August 16th at Julep Southern Kitchen in Annapolis. And there will be, the religious school is having an ice cream social on the end of August 27th. Enough announcements. I want to thank Linda and Gary for all their work tonight.
Come back up here.
Yeah, thank you. And thank Bride for the doing the technical part, making sure that people listening in far and near can hear us and see us. And thank all members of our Chavara Aleph who help with this service. We do it once a year during the rabbi's vacation. And I thank everybody for participating.
I think it's important to thank Leon for all the hard work he's done for this.
And I'm going to ask up the Wise family, and we will start with the Oleno. That's on page 285.
282.
282 it starts.
Bottom of the page. Open the ark.
You can open the ark. Here.
You need to open the ark.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, v'atei geula l'yatzeh b'reshit,
Shelo asad Adonai haratzot, v'lo samanu, kimishbechol ha'adamah. Shelo samenu kohen, v'gor aleinu, kechol ha'amona. V'yanachnu korim, u'mishtakavim u'motim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You can sit now. The ark's closed.
Okay.
285, 285. Mm-hmm. You're gonna read this.
Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, When corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, no idolatry blind the eye, O may all, created in your image, become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the world of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
V'nema v'hoya Adonai l'melech ha'choretz bayom ha'hu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Number 5.
It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love what death has touched.
Excuse me while I find the right page.
Page 293,
293. Thank you.
the bottom.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this occasion, we remember the losses of Irving Andy Andrusha, uncle of Sherry Bleach, Claudia Eagle, mother of Sarah Eagle, Gertrude Peller, grandmother of Eric Selwyn, Sam Wanger, grandfather of David Wanger, James Bank, stepbrother of Mike Halbig, Frances Horwitz, mother of Toba Hausner, Isidore Fuchs, uncle of Polly Blumenstock, David Rubin, grandfather of Stephen Wiseman, Irvin Baracus, cousin of Serena Bloom, cousin of Bobby Angel, Paul Levin, father of Bob Levin, and Wally Cohen, father of Jay and Robin. And together,
Yes, was yours.
yeah, stand.
Rise.
And we join it together with the Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash, Shmei Rabbah, B'alma divrach erotei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chai echon v'yom echon, B'chai dechol beit Yisrael, B'agalai v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah v'merach le'olam u'me'omaya, Yitborach v'yishtabach, Yitboar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudish ha'brechu, le'elam in kol brechata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, daviron b'yom avimru amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
The closing song is That We All May Rise. You can be seated for this. Even though the song says you may all rise. I just want to make a comment. It's a pleasure to see all the children and grandchildren of the members of this Havurah here today. Especially a pleasure to see Wally and Joan Cohen's family.
Thank you.
And you look just like your father. You. Yeah, him, yeah.
Who gives me these miracles, who wakens me each day, who breaks the chains of slavery and shows me the way, who steadies my footsteps, who opens up my eyes, who lifts up the fallen, that we all may rise, 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 that we all may rise. This gets repeated.
Baruch atah
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Here you go. The rest of it will be out in the hallway for you to enjoy.
What did I want to do here? Yes. I'm going to use the blessing for both boys and girls, as it says here. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yeher Adonai panav elecha. Yoer Adonai panav elecha. V'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace.